everyone. Today I'm going to introduce to you, this is the YC Onion Pineta or Pineta 2.0. This is actually the one, it's not the fiber, it's not the carbon fiber one, it's actually just the YC Onion. Of course, this part does not belong on here. This is for Neewer, for a, it's the quick lock is what this is for as well. So this top part does not belong on here. But this is the YC Onion. I got this tripod because, or this monopod, I wanted to test it out. I do a lot of speaking engagements. I thought this would be great to bring into the classroom as well as when I'm doing speaking engagements. Just something quick and easy to set up and put down and get in and get out, of course. And I love the colors of it. I think it's a great color. The silver and black here, as you can see, this is the bottom. We also got this part here where you can see you press this button and it'll ultimately allow you to bend this down or point it down if you need to as well. So we don't need to do that for now with what I'm doing, but this is a great feature of this particular product. But you can also see this quick lock right here, or this quick release. I don't know exactly what this is called, but you press this button, you push it in, lift this handle, and then you can actually move this up and down. That's the lowest it'll go right here. And then you can move these feet up like so. And that's what you get. Now, I can tell you, I do have another product here. This is the Neewer TP21. I also use this one. This is one I was using previously. Much lighter, all right? This is much lighter. This is a little more heavier. I would not recommend this. Maybe if you are a female or someone who is pretty small in stature, mainly because it does take a little muscle to lift this one up versus this one. I also had the Neewer one, I think a $39 one as well, that was a lot smaller, a lot more lightweight. And there's also a carbon fiber one of these, a lot more money, maybe 200 more bucks or 150 or somewhere along that line. That you also want to consider. But as far as setup, I mean, this is pretty as good as you're going to get. Like I said, I don't mind walking around with this, but it is a lot heavier than what I'm used to. If this were my first one, probably wouldn't notice much. But because I was used to using the other ones, this is heavier than that. But setup wise, you put that in place and press this button. You can release it that way and set it up. If you want to do it with one hand, do that quick shot down. Another thing I might do is just put my foot on it. So for example, I can lift up, bring it down, and now it's done other than me putting this together. Sometimes I'll leave it like this, open the legs up, put it down, put my foot on it, and allow me to bring it up. Now, the other benefit is I get to put this wherever. You know, I get to press this button. I only want to go down a few inches, put it right there. It's not going anywhere, right? Same thing, I want to bring it down a little more. Right there, not going anywhere. Now, if you're considering this product or even the other product, we might want to look at the size difference, right? So we got this size. We can see how convenient this might be. We can put our hand right here in the middle. It's not going anywhere because we got this big bulky thing at the bottom, and then we have this this padding right here. So typically, if you put your hand right here, you're good. It's not going to slip. Put it right here. It's not going to go anywhere. Put it at the bottom. It's not going anywhere. Now, with the Pineta 2.0, you might run into that particular issue, right? So let's bring this down. That's the first thing. Bring it all the way down. That's what we end up with. And I go ahead and bring that in. And now I end up with this, all this space here. So obviously there's not any grip here. So I often walk and it might start slipping, right? So you got to hold it at a certain point. I either got to hold it right here because this is where the grip is. So I have to hold it at the top or right underneath that where I know it's going to stop. So I often find myself holding it right here. It's a little more inconvenient to hold it here because it's not something you can just grab and make it stick right there in the middle. But you can see the size difference as well between these two products. Now, if you look at the bottom there, you see how bulky the YC Onion is and how not bulky, I guess, the TP21 is by Neewer. All right, there's your middle. There's the size. We can see top to bottom there. So you can see the definite size different, how slim it is, the width of it as well is very important. This is way more convenient. If you're a female, I'd probably look at this one. And I'm not gonna say a female, somebody who's smaller in stature, they might just wanna hold this and make it a lot easier for them. I still use this around the house, so it's still a great tool. I would also use this if I were traveling. I think this fits inside of a travel and carry-on luggage, whereas this would not fit inside of that carry-on luggage. So that might be something that you wanna consider as well. But of course, very easy. Works for me. Like I said, bring these legs down and just go ahead and open that up. And I use it for different things. I might be in the classroom. So one thing I might do is put my cell phone on there, take that, connect my cell phone, And now I can connect my cell phone, of course, get that video footage by using this. It's very discreet inside of the classroom, inside of anywhere where I'm doing any speaking engagement. And that's the reason that I love this product, or any monopod in particular, is because it's very discreet. And one thing I might not have liked about this might have just been this color. I don't want this red showing up. It's black, it's pretty small, but this one was a bit more my style, fits with my brand a little more as well. I also have it, the Pocket 3 that could go on there. If I'm using the Pocket 3, I'll come here, snap that into place, and then I can open this up, start the recording process, and have this track me as I'm talking, as I'm working, get me some B-roll. That's one of the benefits or reasons that I use this for. I also have, if I press record, this screen will go off in about 3 seconds. So it allows this to look completely dark while this is tracking me. And while I'm talking, nobody notices that this is even sitting in the room. So that's one of the reasons that I actually use this, and it doesn't take up much floor space. But it's a great product, very sturdy, not going anywhere. Right now I'm on carpet, so you can't really see that. We can see let's open this up here. I'm gonna leave it on about 3. Put this on the table. We can see what happens if I hit that. You can see what happens if I hit this one, hit that one. I don't want to drop anything, but that's what you get. So this is way more sturdy. The YC Onion is way more sturdy when it comes to it being on a solid floor or whatnot. And that's usually what I'm using it on. So definitely a sturdier product. If you're going to be using a DSLR, I would 100% use the YC Onion, way more sturdy on that, or else I would have to be really close to this and use it maybe as a monopod that it is. But this isn't something I would probably leave in the room and allow people to walk around it. This one I feel very comfortable letting people walk around it, even myself. In that case I accidentally hit it, I feel like it's not going anywhere. And that's one of the benefits of this. And that's what I want out of a monopod, is because I want to use it for this specific reason. Whereas some people might want to use this for the monopod that it is. They might want to connect their DSLR or have their hand tied to it, and of course make all those adjustments. But we also have these different settings here, and we can see how easy or tough we want that. If I move that over there, we can see that we can start moving this and allow that to spin a little bit. If I put my hand there, allow me to move this as well. So I can do that by kicking this pedal at the bottom, is how that also works. And that pedal is down here. We can now see that this pedal, it now moves. Once that pedal is pushed as well, it'll start bending until we snap it back in place using this particular thing here. Snap it back in place, make it a little tougher, and then it'll now kind of stay in this spot if I wanted it to at this particular angle if I left it in place. But this is just a great product, I think, for somebody who's maybe doing some speaking engagements, or somebody just needs a monopod, wants to try a monopod versus something a little bigger, of course, and you just want to use this monopod to get what you need and start doing your engagements, or just want to get a new monopod because it makes sense to what you're trying to do in your career. This would be a great tool to have, or something to have aside your kit. But I really enjoy it. I really like it. I definitely will continue to use this. I don't think I'll ever go back to a tripod, just because of the floor space that it takes up, and it's just unrealistic for what I'm trying to do with it. But other than that, here's a review of the YC Onion Pineta 2.0 and the newer TP21, and you can see the difference between the two.